Basic English grammar. This presentation, we will talk about nouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, numbers, prepositions, pronouns, and word order. This is to help you get through the test. A noun is also in Swedish substantiv. A noun is a thing, name, or a place. For example, table, Malin, or Sweden. Nouns are either countable or non-countable. The countables are like one table, many tables, or one chair, many chairs, one car, many cars. It's easy. But we also have nouns that we can't count, like sheep or sugar or the universe. There's only one universe. And we have some irregular ones, like one tooth, many teeth, one foot, many feet. Apostrophe. An apostrophe is apostrof in Swedish. We use it to tell sentences from singular, one person, or plural, many people. The girls' school and the girls' school sounds exactly the same. But if the apostrophe is before S, it's flickans skola. And if it's after S, or if it's not there at all, it's flickornas skola. Adjective. Adjectives explains or describes a noun. For example, she is beautiful. Where we have the noun is she, and she is also the subject. We will come to that later. The verb is, and adjective is beautiful. So adjective describes the noun. She is beautiful. We can also tell that someone is more beautiful or taller or shortest. We compare adjectives. So we compare them by the rule tall, taller, tallest. Or bad, worse, and worst. That is an irregular one. And good, better, best is also irregular. And we can say beautiful, but we cannot compare it like beautifuler. We need to put more and most. So more beautiful and most beautiful. That's the same with ridiculous, for example. More ridiculous and most ridiculous. Verb. A verb is something you do, like run. We always put verbs in time, and time is tempus. We can put it in present time, past time, or past participle. Past participle is when we put have, had, or has in front. So present, I move today. Past, I moved yesterday. And past participle, I have moved a few years ago. That's the rule, but most verbs are irregular, like swim, swam, swum. Those are the verbs we will learn when we were younger. Another one that goes by rule, stop. I stopped today. Yesterday I stopped, and I have stopped a few years ago. I try today, and you remember what happens with the Y. You have to change it to I when we bend it. Tried and tried. Be is the same as I am. It means to be. att vara. And I was yesterday, and I have been. I come, and yesterday I came, and I have come. I give this to you today, and I gave this to you yesterday. I have given this to you a few years ago. An adverb. An adverb explains or describes a verb. Do you remember what an adjective was? Anna is beautiful. Beautiful was the adjective. And Anna was the noun. So beautiful describes the noun. So the adjective describes the noun. When it comes to adverbs, we can look at this sentence. Anna is running beautifully. We have Anna is the noun. Running is the verb. Is also a verb, but it's a helping verb. And we have beautifully, which is an adverb. The adverb is describing the verb. You see that? Anna is running beautifully. Beautifully goes back to running. She is not beautifully. The running is beautifully. The action is beautifully. So when we have beautiful, it describes Anna, but beautifully describes running. Numbers. Numbers can be 1, 2, 3, or it can be 1989 or 24th of December. We can talk about first time or second time. But what's important to remember is that when we write an essay, we can only use digitals from number 13 and up. That means if you're writing 5 in an essay, you need to spell it F-I-V-E, 5. One more thing. 1800-talet in Swedish is the 19th century in English. That's because when we're talking about century in English, we're talking about under. Right now, we're living under the 21st century. But in Swedish, we say vi lever på 2000-talet. So remember that. The century is 1 century above us. Prepositions is the easiest one. It's where we put stuff or where something is. On the table, around the table, at the table, or over the table, above or under, or again and beside and next to. And we can turn off something and we can turn on something. Pronouns. Personal pronouns and reflexive pronouns. Let's start with personal pronouns. Those are in subject and object. And I have put, okay, I see I did it wrong now because I put an S in front of everyone, but the last 3 should be a P for plural. And the first, second, third stands for which person it is. The first person is I, always I talk about me. The second person is when I'm talking about you. The third person is when I talk about him over there or her. But I can also talk about myself in a third person. Malin, she was doing this yesterday, for example. Some people like to do that. I never do that. We use the subject when we put it in the beginning of the sentence, like I saw him. And we use the object at the end of the sentence. We come to this later when we're talking about word order. But I saw him, so we need to use the object for the end of the sentence. Like in Swedish, jag såg honom. I know we say jag såg han sometimes up here, but we say jag såg honom. That's the rule for grammar. Reflexive pronoun is when it reflexes back. Think of a reflex you wear when you're out in the dark, for example. I see myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. And look at the spelling here when it comes to the plurals. Ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Possessive pronoun. Possessive means that we own something. Like I used to say, when a girl falls in love with a boy, she gets very possessive of him. She wants to own him or tell him what to do, and she gets very jealous if someone else is flirting with him. She will say, he is mine. Don't touch him, for example. Or this is yours, or his, or hers. It's, ours, yours, and theirs. Look at it's here. You need to remember how it's is spelled. There's no apostrophe between the T and S. If we put an apostrophe between T and S, it is actually it is. Word order. Word order is in which order you put words in a sentence. In English, we have subject, verb, object, SVO. And we have the same in Swedish, subject, verb, object. We'll look at these three sentences. The boy runs to school. Anna studies English. I saw him. The boy is the subject who's doing something. He runs, it's the verb. To school, the object. Where is he going? To school. Anna, she's the subject. She's studying, that's the verb. English, it's the object. And I saw him. We looked at that earlier. We can also end sentences like this. The boy runs to school every day. Or Anna studies English at school. Or I saw him yesterday. So we add time, place, and time. That's it. Remember this, and we will soon do the test. And practice, 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 and I expect you will get an A. Bye.